Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, Show's World!
Welcome to Show's World, gamers. Josh here, and as this week draws to a close, I wanted to take a moment to look at this week's biggest news stories, this week's gaming announcements, and a few of this week's new game releases. Now, if this is your first time on the channel, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button to join in on the fun. Alright gamers, let's kick off this week in review with a few news stories. Now, the biggest news this week has definitely been the state of Xbox, with rumors swirling that, well, as time goes on, seems to be getting backed up by more and more credible information that many first-party games are, well, already in the works to be moving to other systems, including the PlayStation 5, the Nintendo Switch, and whatever the next Nintendo console will actually end up being called. Well, Phil Spencer, head of Xbox himself, who has been, well, uncharacteristically silent through these rumors, finally spoke out, but not to refute these rumors, instead to announce a business update event for next week where they plan to share their vision for Xbox going forward. Now, we did get that special Final Fantasy VII Rebirth State of Play this week that was announced during PlayStation's State of Play showcase the previous week, as we prepare for the game's release later this month on February 29th. Now, the game looks amazing, and, well, this is definitely going to be a day one pickup for me. They showed off a lot of new gameplay, including a ton of new and old minigames found throughout the world, and the showcase ended with the release of the demo for the game, which we did do a complete playthrough here on the channel, so I will definitely link that video at the end of this one so you guys can check that out, but I definitely suggest downloading that demo if you have a PS5 and playing through it. It is a ton of fun. This game is going to be a blast. I can't wait to get my hands on the full game when it does release later this month. Now, in the podcast he does with his brother, recently retired NFL player Jason Kelce discussed that, well, he wants to bring back backyard football, the arcade-style football game where you play as young childlike versions of NFL players as they play in backyard football fields. The game was a lot of fun, and the Kelce brothers reminisced about playing the games when they were younger. Jason explained that he has been, well, secretly trying to find out who has the rights to the backyard sports games with the hopes of resurrecting the franchise. Unfortunately, he did mention his desire was to do so as mobile games, but if this does end up being a reality, hopefully we do get some console versions of the games also. Alright gamers, next up let's take a look at some gaming announcements. Now, Lost Helden received an announcement trailer this week. This JRPG is coming from Artisan Studio and is using a really cool looking, hand-painted looking graphic style with dynamic looking light and weather effects. The team working on the game does have former Final Fantasy veterans involved and is showing a 2025 release date with plans to release the game on PC as well as consoles, and this game is looking really promising so far. It's definitely a game I'm going to keep on my radar, and I suggest you guys do the same. It looks like it's going to be a good one. Also, Neon Blood received a re-announcement trailer this week. The game is a cyberpunk-themed future detective mature game that is coming to the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems in 2024, but still no concrete date has been announced just yet for this game. Now, 502's Arcade received a release date trailer this week, and we're not going to have to wait long for this one. We are going to be getting our hands on this one real soon. The game is scheduled for a release in actually less than 2 weeks on February 22nd for the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. The indie game, well, it just looks like a lot of fun with a bunch of fast-paced, arcade-style games where your goal is to reach the top of the leaderboards in each one. Alright gamers, let's finish up with this week's new video game releases. Now, Foam Stars released this week on the PlayStation 4 as well as the PlayStation 5. The Square Enix game is a 4 vs 4 arena-style online party shooter in the same style as Nintendo's extremely popular Splatoon series, but replacing ink with foam. You will use foam to build terrain, creating slippery surfaces to surf around the arena at high speed, to help defend the enemy attacks, and to create vantage points to take out your opponents. Also, Helldivers 2 released this week on the PC as well as the PlayStation 5. The game is an online co-op sci-fi third-person squad-based shooter. The game allows you and up to 3 friends to join up as the elite force known as the Helldivers, and it will be up to you to take on missions battling to win an intergalactic struggle to rid the galaxy of a rising alien threat. Alright gamers, that concludes this week in review for the week ending on February 9th. The week started with Universal giving us a look at what we can expect from its new theme park coming in 2025, which will include the biggest version of Super Nintendo World yet, coming to Orlando, Florida when Epic Universe officially opens. Then the internet went, well, absolutely bananas when a story dropped on Xbox Era where they claimed to have heard from an insider that Starfield will be coming to PlayStation 5 presumably by the end of this year. And the week ended with us jumping into the demo for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and once again experiencing this amazing story 27 years after the original game released on the PlayStation 1. But let me know anything we may have missed in the comments, and thanks for joining us today, gamers. Shoge World, out.